Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Catch, and I am back for the hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 6. This is the 6th one of these 25-week prompt assignment challenges. Each week I draw 2 prompts out of my little bag. All the prompts are in there from the beginning of the challenge. So I draw 2 prompts, and then the idea is to make 1 piece of ephemera for each of the prompts. And you can do this however you like. Some people make collages. Sue on Instagram does Procreate, which is like a digital. She makes something digital using the prompts. So you can do it however you want. It's just that was the original premise, was to make ephemera for our journals. So, for example, last week for number 35, I drew Ticket. So I gotta get this. I just realized I set that where it was glue. And I made this little ticket book, and then we worked on it again, and I still don't think I finished it entirely. Oh yes, I did. I think I did. Nope, I still have one more. So anyway, but it looks like a ticket, you know. It's got the scalloped edges on it and has that look of a ticket. So that's what I did for Ticket. And then 36 was Trim. So I used this black trim on this paint chip that I've now stuffed with all kinds of things to make a pocket for this Halloween altered composition notebook that I'm working on. So, but you can make them and save them until, you know, you get a chance to use them. It doesn't have to be something that you're using right this minute. So we will draw and see what we got today. We have 37 and 38 is what we're on. So 37 will be circle. So I'll need to use some type of circle for number 37. You could do a circular sticker on an item, or you could do a doily that's a circle. However you want to interpret it is just fine. Punch a circle in it and make a window, whatever. And then advertisement. So you can use a new advertisement or an old advertisement. Like that would be a good base or background type thing to use. Or if you have a little one, you know, you could just put it right on. Well, this is, for example, an advertisement in a way. So yeah, however you want to use them. I'm going to get some things together and I will be right back. Okay, I am back. So we're going to do 37 first, which is circle. So I have some circular playing cards here that we're going to play with. First thing I'm going to do is put a little bit of book page on them. You guys have seen me do this if you've watched me for a while. If you haven't, then this will be new to you. And then I'm also going to add some of this sewing tissue paper to it just to darken them up a little bit because they're so shiny and white. So I just want to, you know, make them look a little more vintagey. So how are you guys today? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing good. Sun's shining, but it has gotten so stinking hot here already. Like, I know I shouldn't complain because it was cold and we were all complaining about that, but like, can we have spring and fall? It seems like it's just winter or summer. That's it. It's kind of nutty. And it takes your body a while to adjust. It's like, what is happening? And why? So yeah, but I'm doing good. Just got some house cleaning done and really boring stuff like that this morning. But you know, it's got to be done. All right, so I've just sanded them. Oh, and I had questions about this. My husband made this for me on the 3D printer, but this is not our file to sell, so I can't sell these in the shop. They're just a file that he got and made me one. And yeah, that's kind of all I know. But I know we can't sell them because I asked him if we could sell them because I thought they would be pretty cool. But we can't because it's not our file and there's the whole copyright issue and we don't want We don't want any trouble. So what I'm going to do is cut right above these clubs. I'm worried about the straight, but we're just going to go for it. We should get just about all the way across. And then that will make a little pocket. So I'm making a circular pocket out of circle playing cards, which you may have seen before. If not, again, all you do is you can do it with just plain paper too. So cut whatever size circle you want and then cut another circle in half and it'll be the bottom part of the pocket. And then you just have to find things that are small enough to tuck in there, or make a third circle that's a bit smaller that will fit in there after you glue it. And that's all you got to do. So I'm just going to take some bits of book page and glue them on there. So this is a great thing that I forget about all the time, but that's the cool part of doing this challenge, because it does help you to remember, oh yeah, I should try that, right? Or do that thing I haven't done in forever. And these don't have to be like anything new. When you see these challenge things, you don't have to, like, as I say sometimes, reinvent the wheel. You can just do things that you've done before. It just might be something maybe you forgot about or whatever, you know. So don't feel like you have to make it complicated. You could do a tag every time if you wanted to. Whatever you like. We're supposed to be having fun, not stressing. And believe me, I am the queen of stressing, so I totally get it. But I can always find something to stress about at 3 or 4 a.m. So yeah. I have no room to talk. Why is it always those times? I keep waking up at like 4:17. It's really weird how you do that sometimes. Like, how does that happen? I don't know. Oh, I need to put a thumb notch in this, so we know it's a little pocket. Try to just kind of get in the center here. Hopefully it is. That just went flying. And I'm not going to worry about the back because most likely I'll glue this onto a page, so you're never going to even see the back. But if you want to use a card like this as a journaling card, you can just back it with whatever you like. Tissue. I might actually use this one because it doesn't have any print on it. Sometimes I want print, sometimes I don't want print. This tissue's, I don't even remember where I got it. I've got all different kinds. I've got cicada wing, I've got this stuff, but just use whatever you have. I like the sewing tissue, and that's a good one. It's easy to find. So I just put glue directly on the little card. You could also use matte medium if you like. Whatever you like. Mod Podge. Whatever your favorite sticky is. I get the Scotch Permanent glue sticks on Amazon. However, I just went on because I'm almost out. And it used to be 4 glue sticks for, I think it was $11 and something. Or maybe it was $10 and something for a while. And then you couldn't find them at all. And then finally they came back and it was 4 again, still. Now they're doing this thing where it's like 3 glue sticks and a pair of scissors, which is kind of cool the first time. But beyond that, like, how many pairs of scissors do I want? So I'm hoping that's just like a temporary thing they're doing, because I'd rather have 4 glue sticks, honestly. But hopefully it's just like, yeah, I don't know what, but anyway. Trying to sell their scissors or something, I don't know, but I just want glue sticks. And you can buy them one, but they're like $10 for one. So the multi-pack thing is definitely the way to go. And Amazon's the only place I've seen that. Don't know other than that. I would love to support a local place and buy them, but everywhere I have gone, I can't find them. So I don't know. I kind of clipped the edge of that weird. This is when the curved scissors come in real handy, is when you're cutting around these circles. I will say. And if you can't find round cards, round playing cards, you could cut circles out of regular playing cards, and I think it would work. You know, you're going to get the same sort of effect. I just found these on Etsy, and it was a fluke that I found a whole box. They're not easy to find, I'm going to tell you. So, if you find them, grab them. Okay, so that will be our little circle. I'm going to have to do a little sanding on the back of this too, so that it will stick to the other one nicely. I mean, it probably would, but let's just be sure about that. That glossy edge is not a friend to glue. Oh, I need to say hugs and blessings. Hugs and blessings to Josie, Katrina, Diane, and Mitzi. Thank you guys so much for watching, for always leaving kind comments. I really appreciate all of you very, very, very much. And welcome to new subscribers. Welcome back to those of you that have been with me a long time or a short time. All right. Oh, I need to say hugs and blessings to Nan. Every time I think of somebody who's watched me for a long time, I think of Nan. Just because she really has watched me pretty much since the beginning. And for some reason, Nan, I forget to write down your name on my little list, and I am so sorry. Because I love you, friend. You're always leaving kind comments, and I appreciate that. I really do try, I swear. I take my little list and I keep it when I'm answering comments. I don't know how that happens sometimes, where I space it on certain ones. So there is that. These are all Tim Holtz things. There's a class book, this lady, and I don't know if it's her son or grandson, but it's very cute. This I thought I could make into like a little actual book. Just staple some papers in it, and I just ink the back, because it's not shiny or anything. So we'll just take some coffee dye, tea dye, whatever. And what I'll probably do just tear this. And we'll see what we get here. Can I get, oh yeah, definitely. It's gonna be, I kind of like the torn edges hanging out of there. Might only be able to do like 2. I don't know if I want, because it's not very thick. I was thinking I was going to put more, but I think I'm just going to go with that. Because I have a feeling it'll get too fat and not fit in the pocket all that well. A cute little tiny hidden writing spot. Or you could even add a little photo or whatever. I love when he puts these like little books and things in those sets. They're just fun. So that's gonna go in here along with the photograph. And then we'll just put some little goodies on the front. My poor Pasha is very sick, and I'm very worried about him. It's the same, it's his nose thing. He's gonna have to go back and get antibiotics again. I just really worried that he got that horrible cat AIDS when he got attacked that one Thanksgiving out in our yard. He was in our yard. Anyway. So I'm worried about him because he's not doing very good. We figured out the other day he's 14. Isn't that crazy? Time just goes so incredibly fast. I just cannot believe that he's 14 already. Such a little nut. And I know you can have them tested for that and all that, but at this point, like I said, he's 14 and they can't do anything about that anyway. So my daughter's the one that brought that up, and I had heard about it, but I had forgotten about it. And her cat has that, so like he can't be around any other cats. And I got thinking, I wonder if that's what happened. All right. So there's that. That's just kind of a simple one. You could, you know, do gesso and all that. And it may end up getting gessoed. Depending on where it goes, it might go in another little grungy book or something. But I think that's super fun. Circle thing. And then for advertisement, I have this is gonna go in that journal in this back envelope. A large card to go in there. So I have these in my Etsy shop. This is from a directory, and I'll show it to you guys because it'll blow your mind. This is from 1873, and you can see it's just disintegrating. But this is from the little town in Nevada that I grew up in, Virginia City. And it's a directory of, like, they call it the railroad directory. So, yeah, just everybody's name and their address kind of thing. But it's really cool. And so I scanned a lot of these ads that they put in the front, you know, to advertise stuff, obviously. And they're in my Etsy shop. And it's called Vintage Advertisements, but I'll put a link to it in the description box. But yeah, it's, my dad found it in the back of our house in a wall when he was remodeling. So, but yeah, it's sad days, but it's so cool. I just love it. So anyway, that's what that is from. And I've just cut, you know, the edges off after I copied it. Yeah, the house that I grew up in was over 100 years old when I lived there. Now more than that, obviously, but it was built in the 1800s when the gold rush jazz was going on up there. And so it's had many lives as far as who's lived there and all that kind of thing. But he had to redo the whole thing. I think I've talked about it before, but when we moved in, the walls were literally just wood boards, and they would just put what do you call it? I have paint all over me. Wallpaper right on the boards. Well, after a while, the wallpaper starts to come unstuck, and then when the wind blows, the wallpaper blows. And that's the way that house was when we moved into it. It was such a wreck. Oh my gosh. I've got pictures of it. It was crazy, but anyways, he fixed it all up. Eventually, wood floors, added a furnace, all that stuff, you know. But it took years, and for years, all we had for heat was one potbelly stove down in the kitchen. In the winter, oh my word, it was cold in that house. This is up in the mountains. Different times for sure. But anyway, got these to decorate with. And this is, I'm going to round the corners on this. Just scrapbook paper. It had lines on the back. I thought it would be good background, and then, you know, you can write easily on the back of it. Yeah, my sister and I used to see how many blankets we could put on our bed, and then we would get under them and then put blankets up around the top of our head. In the winter. So basically just your nose, mouth were hanging out so you could breathe. And sometimes it would get so cold in the upstairs that you could see your breath in the winter. Oh my gosh, it was cold. It was so nice when we got that furnace. I think I was in like 7th or 8th grade when we got that finally. I mean, before that we did get some other fireplaces, and there was this other huge electric heater that was in the downstairs front room that my dad would turn on in the morning only just to take the chill off, because it just sucked electricity, you know. But yeah, and we weren't wealthy by any stretch of the imagination, so I mean, we were totally fine, just had to do things a little bit here and a little bit there. It wasn't, you know, remodel the whole house in one go or anything. Go this corner a little too while I'm at it. All right. And my dad did most of the work himself, so he could only do it when he wasn't at work. But when he was done, it's a great house. I love Victorian houses. Oops. Oh, that was a phooey on me. I was thinking it was the other one. I re-inked that a few days ago, and it's just got a lot. I think I'm gonna take oh, that just wiped it all away. I thought it would stick a little bit. Okay, I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. These, sometimes I like to, a little mat thing. Bang on the corners. A little bit of water will help crunch it. Just do these a little bit. Okay, I think that's good. It's all curling. And I figured out about where the picture has to go, so hopefully I'll do it right. I think it needs to go under this trotting, Sulky's trotting wagons. think. Methinks. There we go. All right, and then I have a postage stamp, an old one. I think I'm gonna use wet glue. I just laid that down. Yeah, my dad was the county assessor. And so he worked, you know, 5 days a week and all. But he had built our house, the one we had when my mom was still alive. So he was good at all of it. Flooring, walls, everything. So he pretty much did all the work. You know, might call for somebody for help on something or whatever, but which was good because as a lot of small towns, it's really hard to get people to show up on time and do all those things. I don't know what that's about, but I always thought it was just there, but then as I've gotten older, I've realized it's kind of an everywhere small town thing. Or just a thing, period, really. We called, we're actually not in that small of a town, kind of, but not anymore. But we called to have our trees trimmed. And they showed up and all that. They were a little bit late, but the guy had helpers who did all the work. And while they were doing that, he went and slept in his truck. I had to ask him a question. I don't even remember what now, but I asked the guys, you know, I need to ask him a question. They're like, oh, he's over there in the truck. He was sleeping in the cab of the truck. I'm like, that is very bizarre when you're working, in my opinion, but I guess, what do I know? I just feel like this needs a little, some of that, but I don't know if I want that or not. It's very wanting to curl. It'll be fine once it's in the pocket for a while, but I don't know if I want something else on there. I probably will. Here's my little... I got this in the stuff that I use to wrap up my foot, which, by the way, thank you guys so much for your kindness and asking and everything, is doing much better. It's a little sore, but I'm fine. It's all those tendons in the bottom of my foot that hook to your heel, you know? So it's more just the stride messes up my stride a little bit, but I mean, I'm fine. So thank you. All right. I think that's what I'm going to do with that. I think I'm going to take that whole journal because I got looking at it yesterday and I did the gold splatters on this, and I think I'm going to kind of go through and gold splatter everything. I just, you know, it's not done yet. I haven't covered everything yet, but so I'll probably do that to this, and I think that'll help that a lot. So we have advertisement. I don't know where my little circle strip went, but circle. 37 was circle with our little cards in there, and then 38 is advertisement. So we have our wagon advertisement there. All right, other circle. There it is. So I hope you guys make something fabulous, and I will chat with you again soon. Love ya. Bye.